Nodramamakeupmama. If this is your first time visiting me, welcome, bienvenido. All are welcome here. And if not, thanks again for tuning in. Tonight, we are going to talk about a touchy subject. That subject being money. You know, I'm sure we all wish that we just had like a tree in our backyard that just, you know, you could just pluck some dollars off of and buy all the makeup in the world and not have to worry about it. But unfortunately, that is not true for most of us. Most of us are on a budget, and you know, you might be able to splurge sometimes and get something nice, but you might not. And so tonight, I'm going to do beauty on a budget. I'm gonna do a whole get ready with me, and none of the products that I'm using are gonna be over $20. In fact, I'm gonna try to keep them closer to $10 a piece. You know, if you're just starting out, it's gonna, if you're trying to get a whole bunch of makeup at once, it is gonna be expensive, regardless of whether you buy dollar makeup or you buy expensive makeup. If you're buying a whole face full of stuff at one time, it can be expensive. So that's why, you know, subscription boxes like BoxyCharm and Ipsy are great opportunities for you to try some things and have some samples, and those can kind of supplement what you don't have until you get it. But grab a cold drink. I have mine. It's iced tea, guys. Maybe have a snack, get some popcorn, because we're gonna be, look, you guys told me last live that you wanted longer videos. This will be a longer video because it's a get ready with me. So let's begin. Okay, so normally I would prime my face with MAC Fix Plus, which is $20 a bottle. But instead, I'm going to use the Mario Badescu Skincare, which is sold at Ulta. It's the facial spray with aloe, cucumber, and green tea, which is very calming and soothing. I'll try to get rid of some of this situation. Ooh, I don't like the way that sprays. Whew, okay. This retails, I believe, for $16. So no, it's not that much cheaper, but this is also an unnecessary step. You don't have to do that. I just like, because I have very dry skin, I like to put as much hydration on my skin as possible. What I am going to go in with, normally I would use my Tatcha Silk Canvas, which if you want to try that, you can get the travel size for $20, but it is literally this big. But I am in love with this one they sent us in BoxyCharm, the Touch and Soul No Problem Smooth and Pore Covering Top Secret for Perfect Makeup. And this big old bottle, which is an ounce, which is about how much you usually get in like foundation, this ounce bottle is $18. So, and this is gonna last a long time because you a little drop will do you. So we're gonna start with this. So Tatcha, $52, this, $18. And when I finish my Tatcha, I'm probably just gonna get another one of these because I really like this. Now, with primers, you do not have to put them all over your face. You only really need to put them where you feel like you need them. Since this is a pore concealing primer, I'm going to put the majority of it on my cheeks and my nose and my forehead, just kind of my T-zone area, which is where my pores tend to be a little bit larger. Especially here. I have really big pores right there, and I don't know why. It's just, you know, I think all of us battle the blackhead situation on our noses, and it's so frustrating because my skin is so dry, and I'm like, how do I get blackheads on my nose all the time, and my skin is like a desert everywhere else. Okay, so I put that on my forehead, a little bit on my cheeks, and I put a little bit on my chin. Just a little bit. All right. So, priming, done, $18. Now, here's what I'll say. Like, things that you use, like primers, moisturizers, things that are actually touching your skin, you know, if you can find a cheaper version, awesome. You know, I know that NYX has some really good primers. I used to use the Honeydew primer, I believe. I think it's called Honeydew. But really, this is a bigger bottle and not that much more. So to each his own, but I'm just demonstrating what I can do. Okay, so my face is primed. Now you know that I have to have me some green concealer on before I put my foundation on because my face is jacked with redness. So I use the Sephora brand Bright Future Corrector. It's Bright Future Gel Serum. These have been on sale at Sephora for $7 for like 6 months. So every time I go and make a Sephora order, I just get an extra one. So they retail normally, like the Sephora concealers retail for $14 a piece, but $7. So if you have redness in your skin, and like when you put your foundation on, you're frustrated because the redness is coming through, which I am always, I suggest this is almost like another priming technique, because you're getting your face ready to be equalized. So I'm just gonna go in with my Real Techniques Beauty Blender, which you can get for $3 for a single. I think the 2 packs are like $5, so also much cheaper than a beauty blender, which is $20. And I'm going to just dab that green in where I need it. Now, don't be afraid. I know it looks green on my face, but once I put my foundation down, it's gonna cancel the color out. Because right now, green, because it sits opposite of the color wheel from red, cancels out. Any color that sits opposite, like if you look at your color wheel, colors that sit opposite of each other cancel each other out. So like if you were trying to make brown, you would mix green and red together and it would make brown. That's why they put yellow tone concealers for under your eyes if you have dark circles, because yellow cancels out purple. You can do, I don't know, there's all kinds of ones. I just blanked for a second. Because sometimes when I'm doing something and trying to talk at the same time, it's like chewing gum and walking, which I'm not good at. You know what I cannot do? I cannot text and walk. Oh my gosh. Like I literally have to stop whatever I'm doing and text, because if I try to text and walk, I fall. Now I did not get as much on this side of my face, so a little bit more. So the next step after this is going to be foundation. Now you know, if you've watched me any amount of time, and if you haven't, you're learning this for the first time. My favorite foundation, now I used to use Double Wear by Estee Lauder. I stopped wearing it because it's a great foundation, but when I started buying it, it was $28. It is now, I think, $40 and almost half an ounce less than what it was. It's more than 40. My husband just told me it's more than 40. So I just, you know, I understand inflating the price with the times. I get that. But if you're also giving me less product, I do have an issue with that. And no, like I'm not trying to slam Estee Lauder. I worked for Estee Lauder. So whatever. But this little sucker right here, Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation, and I use the color Shell Ivory, which is 361C. I don't know what that means, but it's Shell Ivory. It's $5.99. And the thing is, if you get drugstore makeup, and especially like Wet n Wild, I know CoverGirl, L'Oreal, Maybelline, all of them always have coupons and stuff. Like, you know, if you go to Walgreens, you can download their app. They have coupons like $1 off or something, or, I'm sorry, my ice machine likes to interrupt me. Now what was I saying? Oh, and a lot of times like Ulta will have buy one, get one half off, buy one, get one free. That's when you want to go and get some stuff that you want to try, because you're getting it for half price. So I always, whenever they have the Wet n Wild buy one, get one free, I always buy 2 foundations, because they're $5.99, which is ridiculously reasonable. And I go through one of these probably, I'm gonna say it takes me about 2 months to go through one. Yeah, I'd say about 2 months. So $6 for 2 months. Now I will say, because we are comparing, that's part of what we're doing right now, that the Estee Lauder, I got once every like 4 months, because I didn't need as much, because it's thicker. But still, Wet n Wild's cheaper, either way. So I'm just dabbing that in with my wet Real Technique sponge. It's so easy to say beauty blender, and it's so funny because they were brilliant when they copyrighted that, because beauty blender is so much easier than saying a beauty sponge. So I'm just patting. If you guys use a brush, write down in the comments, which do you prefer, brush or sponge? I have both. I used to use like the old school, I say old school, but like when I was doing makeup, we had like the flat paddle brushes for foundation brushes, which I always hated because it leaves lines on your face. Like we would sell them to people because one, you save on makeup because it's not, like, and even a sponge absorbs foundation. But like if you use a brush, you're pretty much getting what you put on your face. I'm gonna put a little touch more on my cheeks. But I've gone, like if I do use a foundation sponge, it's something like this, where it's tightly packed and bristled, and then you're just kind of, but I use those with cream products more than with liquid, because I find that the brush does better with cream, because the sponge sometimes will give you that like really uneven look. And the other thing I like about this Wet n Wild foundation, other than it being $5.99, is its buildable coverage. Like you can do it pretty light and have just kind of like a medium coverage foundation, or you can build it. It doesn't peel up, or like, you know, sometimes when you try to put more foundation on, it takes the foundation off that you already had on. It doesn't do that. It builds wonderfully. Ta-da, I look like a ghost. Okay. So, $5.99. Whoop, whoop. $5.99. Whoop, whoop. Okay, another oldie but goodie. Catrice Liquid Camouflage, sold at Ulta Cosmetics. This sucker is one of the best concealers. Now look, I'm a concealer monger. I have Shape Tape. I have Age Rewind. I have Sephora. I also have a pot of NARS somewhere. I've tried them. This one, $5.99. I don't know why everything I put on my face somewhere is $5.99. I swear I'm not trying to do that. This, to me, is better than Shape Tape. I like Shape Tape, don't get me wrong. But Shape Tape is very tacky and very thick. And sometimes I find that it doesn't blend as well with my foundation. Whereas the Liquid Camouflage is a little bit lighter, but still, like, seriously the same coverage. So, pick your poison. Shape Tape is also $20-some, I think. It's like 24. I might be wrong. Catrice is $5.99. $5.99, lost your mind. I've also heard that Makeup Revolution has a really good concealer. And I've also heard really good things about an LA Girl concealer, which I would love to try. And I think it's like $2. So, you know, there are options. And there are good options. Like I said, Shape Tape's 24 bucks. I like this better. And it saves me $18. And what I did is I just highlighted my T-zone, because I'm not going to do a whole bunch of highlighting and contouring, but I do like to make sure that I hit the high points of my face. That's just a trick for, you know, you're tricking people's eyes towards the center of your face. And I got a big old round face, so I like people to look towards the center. And that's basically what you're doing with all makeup, is you're creating focal points and creating shadows. The shadows are things that you want to hide or not want people to focus on. And the highlights are things that you want to, you know, highlight. Okay. Concealer is done. Look at that. Oh, best thing ever. So I'm going to set the concealer. If you wear an under eye concealer, some people don't set their under eye concealer. I don't know how you do that, but that's just me. To each his own. I'm using Coty's Airspun. I use Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder, extra coverage, translucent, like almost every day. There are other powders that I like. Laura Mercier is very good. Laura Mercier though, or no, I use the Bye Bye Pores by It Cosmetics. I'm trying to find it. Okay, so for a thing this big, which is 0.23 ounces, is $24. This is 2.3 ounces, so literally 10 times the amount. And this is $5.99. If you like a pressed powder as opposed to a loose powder, Coty is not for you then, because Coty does not make a pressed powder. But you can get, there's a brand called Palladio. I'll show you in just a second. That makes a pressed powder, and it's a rice powder. So it's gluten-free. And it does wonders setting your foundation too, because it's not real heavy. And it's good if you want like a compact for to travel with, because loose powder is a pain in the butt to travel with. I've had mistakes. I've had things happen. So yeah, your average prestige powder is going to set you back about $24. Coty, $4.99. And the Palladio I'm going to show you is $4.99 too, I think. No, this is $5.99. The Palladio is $4.99. And I'm sorry, but like, I can't tell that big of a difference. And like I said, we're being beauty budget gurus right now, and it would have to be earth-shatteringly different for me to be willing to pay that much more. So let me show you that powder before I forget. This is the Palladio. I think you can buy it at Sally's. I also think they sell it at Walmart, and it's pressed rice powder. And this is actually a mattifying powder. So I don't use this as much just because I do have dry skin. And I find that the Coty translucent just kind of sets my face without making me look too dry. All right. It's hard work. Okay. So I use so much. I usually use the Essence Luminous Matte Bronzing Powder, which is also, I mean, it's $8.99. But I want to try to do like some different stuff to show you, so it's not like, just does all the same stuff all the time. Ugh. So I'm going to use the e.l.f., which I've also used, but I only used it for the first impressions. And this is a bronzing palette, and it is 4 bronzers for $6. So you're getting 4 for the price of less than 1, because that Illuminate one is $8.99, which is not bad. I also have this one, which I like a lot, which is the NYX 3 Steps to Sculpt. This one's $9.99, but bang for your buck, this is definitely the best deal. So I'm gonna go in with a very fluffy brush. I know I lost the handle, but I love this brush, guys, so much, and I cannot find another brush that is, I'm very like, what's Goldilocks? Like, that one's too fluffy. That one's not fluffy enough. So we're just gonna bronze, warm up the face a little bit. You just wanna kind of create a little bit of warmth. And I'm just rubbing it back towards my ear, and then a little under the chin to kind of, you know, hide what needs hiding. Now I will say that this e.l.f. one, I do not like as much as the Illuminate. I like the illuminating one because it's illuminating, so it doesn't make me look as dry. And guys, when you bronze, make sure to hit your forehead. It doesn't matter what face shape you have. Your face will look so much better if you hit just right along your hairline, hit it with bronze, because it pulls the attention, once again, to the center of your face. But it also looks really weird when you have like bronzed cheeks and then everything else is not. So always make sure you go up to your temple and then just kind of stipple it up to the top. All right, so I'm bronzed. And I'm gonna use, for blush, you know, honestly, this is still the best deal too. The e.l.f., the blush palette, it was $6 as well. You get 4 different blushes. There's a natural, there's a coral, and there's 2 pinks. I am going to use the corally color. Now, I have the Tarte blush book as well, as you guys have seen, and it has, how many colors does it have? It has 8 blushes and 2, a bronzer and a highlighter, and it's like 50 bucks. So 56. So I'm just kind of rub this on the apples of my cheeks. I don't know why I have hives right there. That's interesting. Oh, it could be the spray. You're right, Larry. I don't usually use that spray, and I bet you that's what, which is funny because it's a calming spray. But I am very sensitive to plant extracts, so it might have something in it that's setting me off. Okay, so I just put a lot of blush on. Another thing, if you want to like make your face look real flushed and cutesy, you can take your blush brush and just rub right on the top of your nose, and it gives you just a little bit of a tiny bit of a glow. But this is way too much, so I'm gonna go in with that brush again. Actually, I'm gonna use my flat top brush because it veils better. And I'm just gonna kind of tone down that blush a little bit because she's bright. She's a bright blush, so you don't have to worry about pigmentation on that blush palette. Okay, that's better. Okay, so you know I highlight last, so we'll do that later. All right, first, so we'll do that first. Okay, skipping. So what I'm gonna do with my brows, I usually use my $1 Billion Brow Pencil, which I believe is, I don't know, I think it's like $20 or something like that. But this is an LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil. It is $1. And you're like, Jessica, I don't like pencils. And I'm like, okay, this is a brow pomade from that shop Miss A. It's the AOA Brown Wonder Brow. It is a tinted brow pomade. It is $1. Jessica, I don't like pomades. Okay, this is a Go Brow tinted brow gel, also from shop Miss A, for $1. So 3 different products, pencil, pomade, gel, all $1. Boom, I got you covered. We all know how to do our brows now because we've all watched my 10-minute tutorial. So I'm just gonna go in. I don't like pencil, at least one video I have to do a little jazz riff because my tongue gets ahead of me. I don't like the brow pencils that are shaped like a triangle. They just don't work as well for me. I like to have more control over where the color goes. But, you know, if you were to buy a comparable eye pencil from, say, Anastasia Beverly Hills, which is famous for their brow products, they're gonna run you about $20-some. There's brands, obviously, but they have an auburn brush, and then almost every single one of the rest of their colors are that ash undertone, and my hair is auburny, so I have more of a red undertone to my hair, and when I use those ashy kind of, not gray undertones, but ash undertone, like the taupe colors, it makes me look like a dead person. You look like a dead person. All right, one brow done. I'm gonna go finish my other brow. I'll be right back. Oh, we're back and the brows are on fleek now. Okay, I love saying okay. It might be my favorite word. You know that I love my MAC Painterly Pot. I do. I love it so much. But not everybody wants to pay $20 for an eyeshadow base. Now, if you don't want to pay for an eyeshadow base at all, you can use the concealer that you used under your eyes, over your eyes as well, or when you're doing your foundation, if you want to just sponge that on there, that works as well. So then you're not even buying an extra product. But if you do want to buy a product that is just for your eyeshadow base, I'm going to keep talking until I find it. There it is. This, also from Shop Miss A, is the Perfect Eyeshadow Primer. It is in like skin tone, and it is $1. $1. $1. And I know that somebody has told me that I need to do a all-dollar makeup challenge. I am doing that. I have ordered the makeup, but it hasn't come in yet. So when it comes in, I will do that. And we'll see if I look okay or if I look ratchet. So I'm doing the same thing I did with my MAC. Kind of, now I've used this. I mean, you can tell it's like I'm scraping. But part of the reason I like the pot too is because I know I'm using it all. Whereas with this, sometimes you can't get all the way down to the bottom. And then you feel like you've wasted product. But, you know, if it's $1, it's $1. Okay. Eyes are primed. Kind of. Hold on. Ugh. What is going on? Like, the sides of my face are not cooperating today. Like something will go on really well on one side of my face and the other side of my face is like, yeah. Alrighty. Now I was going to use a BH Cosmetics palette for this because I was like, oh, they're really affordable, but they're not actually. The full price of them is not that cheap. Like I was going to use the Love Sign one, but it retails for $24. And I was like, well, that's not under 20, so I definitely can't use that. So what I'm using instead is a palette I've never used before. If you want a smaller palette, you know, ColourPop has some really good options. I personally don't like e.l.f.'s eyeshadows, but Crown Brushes makes palettes. This is an obvious dupe if you look at it for the Jaclyn Hill palette from Morphe, which is $38, but this one is $15.99. And it has a mirror. So my suggestion is if you're on a budget and you still want to get some eyeshadows and kind of want to get, you know, started, I would go for a palette like this that has 35 colors in it because you will be able to create numerous looks using the same palette. Now, I'm using just that taupey color, the very first color in the palette, to put all over my eye. Now though, I don't know how some people feel. Some people don't like companies that dupe other companies' palettes. And I get that. Like, because, you know, if you worked hard and you created a formula and created a set out and a layout, I mean, nobody's creating new color, let's be honest. Like, there's no new color. It's just how you put them together. Ooh, I like that color on my eye, though. But, you know, if you're like, no, I don't want to support companies that dupe people, I want to support the creator, and you want to pay $38 for Jaclyn Hill because you love Jaclyn Hill or you love Morphe, that is totally fine. And I understand feeling like that. I'm sure if I made makeup and someone duped it, I would be upset as well. But there is a more affordable option. Not everybody wants to spend $38 on an eyeshadow palette. This one is $15.99. So it's literally half the price. And you're getting the same, pretty much, colors. Now the quality might not be quite as good. So far so good on my side, so we will see. Now I'm gonna go in with a transition. And of course they don't have names, but I'm gonna go into, what color am I gonna go into? I think I'm gonna go into this color right there as my transition. Now, before what I was saying about BH Cosmetics. Okay, so the thing is though, is that you can always catch them in a sale. Like, when I looked up the Love Signs palette, I was like, it is not $24. But I got it when BH was running, look at that. I mean, that is really pigmented. So, I got it while BH was running a 50% off on their palettes. So I got it for $12. And that's another pro tip. Always check out sites, websites, ColourPop especially. ColourPop always has stuff on sale. And look in their drop-down menu and see if they have sales. You can do this on Sephora. Sephora puts stuff on sale all the time. And that is a great way to get maybe a product that you otherwise wouldn't have even looked at because it wasn't in your price range. But to get it and be able to use it and love it for half the price. For example, Urban Decay has the color spectrum, the full spectrum palette, which is really awesome. It's all bright colors, but it's like every color spectrum, rainbow. And it was like $45, $50 when it came out. And they had it on Nordstrom Rack for $20. That's, you know, you want a color palette? There you go. You get a good quality palette that was originally going to cost you 50 bucks for $20. So there are tricks. I mean, that's not even a trick. That's just being savvy, you know, because even if you have the money, why spend it if you don't have to, right? So that went on very well. I'm pleased with the color payout on this so far. I'm going to deepen that crease up just a little bit with its neighbor color, which is just a darker tone of the same color. I'm going to do that real quick and be right back. What's up, Larry? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Facebooking.
Facebook. You should be paying attention to me. That's all you should ever do. All right. Well, I just deepened up my crease. Since my last video was talking about how we shouldn't be afraid of color, we're just gonna go there. We're just gonna go there. I'm gonna use, because I also want to see how this palette performs. I'm gonna use this dark blue right there, all over my eyelid. What, Jessica? Yeah, we're going there. This shadow is royal blue. Oh, she's blue. It's actually more indigo kind of color. Like it's not, okay, well, here we go. Here's the first thing I'll say. Not negative. I'm gonna use a fluffier brush. This is it's not really a shimmer. It's kind of like a matte with sparkles in it. And it's a little patchy. It's a little patchy, but I'm gonna use a bigger brush. That's a good way to avoid disasters. If you use a bigger, fluffier brush, it gives you a more even payout. And if you're patchy, it blends the colors together for you. So my eyelid is now kind of purpley blue. Purpley blue eyelid. So like I said, when the colors are patchy, you want to do more of a dabbing technique on your eye as opposed to a swiping. And the dabbing will, a little dab will do you. If you work in light strokes and just kind of quick strokes, you're not gonna brush the color off and you're gonna get the most bang for your buck. Pro tip. Okay. My eyelids are now purple. Where shall we go from here? Where do we go from here? I'm full of music. I got the music in me. Oh my gosh, stop, Jessica. All right. Why do I always do sunset eyes? I'm not doing a sunset. We're changing this up. I'm gonna go with this gray color with a fluffy brush and change my transition color to a cool color. Not cool like, oh, you're cool, but a cool tone color. If I can find the right brush. And until you know how an eyeshadow performs, you always want to tap it on your mirror or tap it somewhere on your hand, whatever, before you use it. Because you're using something for the first time, you have no idea how that's gonna go. It's an adventure. Okay, now I've turned this green, which is interesting. We're gonna work with it. We're gonna improvise like we did last night. But I think that looks better than that, so yay. Do that real quick on this side. Well, we improvised. We've changed this up. I'm going for a smoky night look now. I have found that some of the mattes in this are a little chalky, so I had to work with it a lot. But we're back and we're pushing forward. I want to make this a little bit more interesting. I'm going to use a flat paddle brush. I'm going to go into one of these shimmers. It's kind of a tealy shimmer. And I'm just going to put that right on the middle and the outside, middle to the outside of my eye. Ooh, that's real pretty. Now see, that has color payoff. These are going to be mermaid eyes. Mermaid eyes. Because now it's kind of giving me that iridescent look. Always wipe your fallout when you see it, because if you don't, then you'll have multicolor under eyes, which may be your thing. Maybe your thing, it may not. This palette does have a lot of neutrals though, so if you wanted to do a look that was not quite as dramatic, I just went there. I don't always have a plan. I don't always have a plan. Sometimes inspiration strikes me. Sometimes inspiration strikes me down. I never know. So I'm gonna go in with this like rose gold color, because why not? And go right on the center. Oh, wow, that has a lot of payoff. Right in the center of my eye. Look at that. That was pretty. That was pretty. Just brighten it up a little bit. Kind of doing a halo without doing a halo eye. Smoky halo mermaid look. You guys, maybe I'm inventing something new. Now, see, my eyes are not behaving. Like the gray color went on crazy good on my left side and did not go on as well on my right side. And now on this side, the rose gold is not showing up the same way as it is on this side. My eyes hate me. They just hate me today. You know what? They're like, today is not your day. And yes, tomorrow's not looking good either. Oh, I hope tomorrow's looking good. Guys, my live tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central. I will be doing a challenge that was given to me by Miss Liz McLaughlin, which if you guys have not checked out her channel, please do it. She challenged me to do my makeup without a mirror. So I'll be doing that tomorrow, live. Should be fun. I'm going to brighten up the inner crease color with this pearlized white. Let's see what that looks like, if it even shows up. Oh, yeah, it does. Yas. So yeah, join me tomorrow for frivolity and fun. I will not be answering your comments. My husband may shout them out to me, and I can answer any comment or question that you have, but I will not have a monitor in front of me because then I could cheat. And cheaters never prosper. Now I'm just messing with this. Like the look is done, but I've kind of got this weird iridescent thing going on and I really like it. So now I'm going into more of an orangey color, because this is what gets me in trouble too, because I paint and I'll just be like, I just need to add a touch of this. I just need to add a touch of this. And I never know when to stop. So, okay, so here's my like dragon scale, iridescent, oil slick, whatever you want to call it, eye. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. You might not like it. It's not for everyone. Might not be for me. But I have it on my eyes. I sure do. And then under my eyes, I'm going to take a little bit of that matte gray, Lord help me, and just kind of smudge, because and kind of attaching it to where it blends out on my eye, because it is a smoky eye. Thus, the smoking out of color. All right. We're gonna say eyes done. Eyes done. Close palette. Be done with it. Done. Eyeliner. Now, eyeliner is one of those things that I don't even believe in paying a fortune in. Now, liquid eyeliner, that's a little different. But for just regular colored eyeliner, I love Sephora's, which are $10 a piece, 10 or 14. And the thing is, here's the thing, you guys. You go into Sephora and you look on some of the end caps and they'll have clearance. And a lot of times their eyeliners will be marked down to like $3. That's when you go and get you like 4 different color eyeliners, and then you spent $12, you have 4 eyeliners, and you're still spending less than like the Steel Aligner that I like, the Stingray, is $23. But I also like the NYX brand, and the NYX ones are $7.49. So they're $8, or you can get Sephora's on sale for super cheap. But I'm gonna go in with Onyx, which is a NYX Faux Black, and it was $7.49. And like I said, this is a drugstore brand, so that's one of those brands that you watch out when you get to see those coupons. You get your Ulta magazine in the mail, or you get some kind of alert on your email. It's like, NYX, buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one half off. Buy 2, get one free. That's when you load up on stuff. I'm just going to tight line right in the corner. Open up my eye just a little bit. And actually, this look is pretty dramatic. I think I'm gonna tight line all the way across. And what I'm doing is just making really short strokes in my actual lash line. And see, that just gives me more definition, but it doesn't look like I'm wearing a ton of eyeliner. My husband just burped, like, oh, it was a cough. It sounded like a burp. So the same thing on this side. Just kind of short rubby motions. You gotta make sure your eyeliner's pretty sharp though, because if you get down to where you're like next to the wood and you're trying to do this, you're gonna hurt yourself. Easy as wood. This is actually a lot easier with a retractable liner, but I prefer these over retractables. Ask me why. I don't know. I just do. Because they fall out. The retractable liners are a lie. First of all, you don't know how much product you're getting. Oh, I'm going on a rant. You have no idea. You could be getting like this much eyeliner. They don't, you know, and I have. I feel like I've gotten one before that I rolled it up and then I've rolled it up 2 times and it was done. Also, they fall out. Like sometimes it gets a little dried out and it just falls out. And then you got like a tube of eyeliner and you try to pick it up and it smushes and then you cry. Or you just buy pencils. Although I've had pencil eyeliners where the whole thing is falling out too. And I'm like, what are you doing? Okay. We've come to the part where I'm cheating. I do not like, hi, my name is Nodramamakeupmama, and I'm an addict. I do not like drugstore mascara. I am sure you guys are gonna inundate the comments with, have you tried this? Have you tried this? Have you tried this? Have you tried it? Yes, I've tried it. If they've made it, I've tried it. I am just super, super particular about my mascara. And when I find something that works, I use it until I'm over it, and then I try something else, and usually I go back to the one that I like. So I like Huge Mascara. It is $23. I understand that mascara too is one of those things that you only keep for like 3 months, 4 months. I know some of you keeping that longer than that, but you need to get rid of that nasty stuff. If you've had it longer than 4 months, you need to throw it away. Cause it's gross, that's gross, it's gross. But, what was I saying? I was going, okay, so I can't find a good, wow. Now I used to have one that I liked. It was called Lash Stiletto. I talked about that in my last video. They don't make it anymore. So, one, you can do that thing where, you know, you get Ipsy or you get BoxyCharm, and maybe you can try some mascaras that way, and then you don't actually even have to buy one. Or you can get miniature versions, the travel size of the mascaras that you like. This is $12. It's the Tarte Maneater Voluptuous Mascara. It's 12 bucks. The big size is 24, so it's half the price. And honestly, if we're being honest, you're only supposed to keep your mascara for about 3 months, and this is about a 3-month supply. So that's a good way, pro tip, good way to cheat the system, per se. Although, I will say, you know I've gone on rants about pickle brushes. This is kind of a pickle brush, but just enough of not a pickle brush where I'm not like, pickle brush.
More of a gherkin.
No. I don't like, this one is soft though. I don't like the pickle brushes that are like all angry and hard. Shut up, Larry. You didn't have to. I can see, look, I can always see what my husband's doing. This morning, he went to the gas station. He was on the phone with me, and he was looking, and I was like, I know you're looking at those cinnamon rolls. He's like, they don't have any. And I was like, but they have cheese Danish, don't they? He's like, are you in here? And I was like, no. And then he's like, he just went, and I was like, I know you want to get 2. Or no, later, he called me back later. He's like, oh, that cheese Danish is not settling. I was like, it's because you got 2. And he's like, oh my God, were you in the gas station? How did you know I got 2? And I'm like, Mama always knows. Mama always knows. Can't hide from me. I always know. My kids find that incredibly irritating. I think my husband might find it more irritating. Because I always know when he's up to no good. All right. I mean, I still don't like this as well as my Huge, but the Huge mascara doesn't come in travel size. But I did, and I think they still have them on Sephora's website, they have the two-piece set where you get the eyeliner and the mascara, and it's on sale for like $17, which is less than the cost of just the mascara. So I have a supply. And technically that makes the mascara like $8.50. I know a lot of people like Lash Paradise. It's just not for me. I'm telling you, I've tried everything. Okay, so that's what that looks like. We're gonna do highlight real quick and then we're gonna be done. I'm just gonna show you a alternative to Urban Decay's setting spray. But we'll do highlight right now. So you know I love my Too Faced Diamond Highlighter. But it is $34. It's beautiful, but it's $34. Amarizi is beautiful. It's $29. NARS is gorgeous. It's like $40. Wet n Wild. I got this sucker at the dollar store. Sometimes Dollar Store has Wet n Wild makeup, which is crazy. I got this for $1 at the dollar store. I think they actually run like $3.99. This is the Blossom Glow. I also have the Precious Petals, which I've used a ton. So I'm actually gonna use that one because I think that's the one I use the most. If you're looking for a dupe for the Too Faced one though, you can get the Essence, I think I've talked about this before, the Essence Pure Nude Space Lighter, and it is pretty much a straight up dupe for the Too Faced. But I've used that before, so I'm gonna use one of the Wet n Wild so you guys can see. Do I use the Blossom or do I use the Precious Petals, or do I use both? I don't know. I'm gonna use Precious Petals. Blossom looks like I probably wore that in the summer. Because it looks a little... No, Precious Petals looks... So see, look at that. Woo! I mean...
So which one is going on your face?
The Blossom one. I mean, that's blinding. And $1. So it doesn't have, you don't have to get expensive stuff. Sometimes it just feels nice to get expensive things, you know, to be able to have a treat, you know, treat yourself. But you can achieve very similar looks by paying not as much. I mean, that's a really good highlighter, and it was $1. Okay, so $1 highlighter, boom. I guess I have to do something lip. I'm particular about my lipsticks too. You guys know that. However, if we're sticking to the under 20, Jeffree Star's lip ammunitions are only $18. So technically, that does count. However, I know that's cheating. But I don't know if I have one that's not. Oh no. Huh? No, that's an eyelid thing. That's not a crap. Okay, well, no, okay, here. I have this. I got this at, I don't think they're expensive anyway, and I don't actually know where they sell this full price. But at TJ Maxx, they had a bunch of Ellen Tracy, and it was a little gift set with 4 of these guys, and they're full size. This one's color is called Bear. These feel great on. There's no transfer. I got all 4 of them for $7.99, so $8 or $2 a piece. And they don't dry your lips out. It came with this color, like a dark red, a kind of mauvey pink, and I think like a hot pink. But since my eyes are kind of crazy, I don't want to do too much on my lips. Okay, $2. Wow. Wow. So now my husband, who has been adding totals this whole time, is going to tell you how much I did my whole face for. What's the grand total, Larry?
Guess.
Oh, I don't want to guess. Just tell me.
$91.46.
$91.46. I did all of that for under $100. What? Under $100? I feel special. You could go cheaper. Yeah, you could go cheaper than that. But, so all of that makeup, I just did my entire face with primer, with setting spray for under $100. So if you're on a budget, you can do this. You can do this. maybe get some subscription boxes. Ipsy's $10 a month. Get that. Supplement what you have. You know, just find out when things are on sale. That's the best tips I can give you, because there's, yeah, TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx always has like Kat Von D and Anastasia. Now you got to look at it, because people put their dirty, nasty hands on it, and if it's been touched, I will not buy it. But there are deals out there. You just have to search for them. But this has been Beauty on a Budget. I think it turned out well. My husband just kicked the table. The camera went shaky, sorry. But remember, tomorrow is my live at 7 p.m. I will be attempting to do my makeup with no mirror. That should be lots of fun. Thank you, Liz. You guys should go check her out there. She's awesome. And just until next time, just remember to take a deep breath and be still.